everybody, welcome back. It's me, Marissa the Medium, and thank you for tuning in here to my channel and this week's episode of What's in the Cards, where I do a weekly collective reading for the energies of this week, which is December 14th through the 20th. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my weekly readings, please do that thing you do. Push like, subscribe, and even share with a friend so that you don't miss out. So for this week, we will get started. I've got my trusty little guardian angel here, my crystal ball, and my decks. So let's get started. I'm going to start with a traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. And please know that these readings apply to you no matter when you get them. If it's in this exact week, great. If not, that's okay too. Take what resonates with you and for you. So, what do we need to know this week? What do we need to know this week for coming up? There's been a lot of stuff with families and overcoming challenges, and I kind of feel like maybe there's going to be something a little bit fresh, a bit of a fresh message. So, what do we need to know? Angels, cards, what do we need to know for this coming week? And we have the Justice card. That is a very new energy for the week. And so this tells me that you might be weighing some options, what to do, whether that's on a personal front, within a relationship, on a work front. But there is a weighing of a decision that needs to be reached. And what you need are, you can see this is kind of like a king sitting on the throne. You do need strength, which means in what I'm hearing right now is you need to have courage, but not necessarily courage to speak up, although that could be it, but courage to know that you have a right to be heard, that your opinion can be freely expressed, and that you have a voice and something worth sharing. So keep that within you as you make your way towards this decision and gaining justice, what is rightfully yours. Also, we have in between the two pillars. So not only is it justice strength and courage, but you also need to have a little bit of humility. So when we're approaching somebody with something where maybe you felt like you've been wronged a little bit, or looked at wrong, or spoken to incorrectly, as you approach somebody looking for not retribution, but even discussion and expressing your side, also doing so with a little bit of humility. So keeping a balance between both fortitude and strength, knowing that you absolutely 100% have a right to have your voice heard. Doing so with humility, and here's a little psychological tip, using feeling statements. When when X happens, I feel, and filling in the blank that way, and not using words like always and never, because always and never don't ever equate to balancing the scales of justice. So that's an interesting little place to start with for this week. So I want to elaborate on that, and to do so I'm going to use the Soul's Journey. And I was told that we're going to use this one today over maybe one of our other trusted regulars, Angel Prayers, because this is a bigger question. So what else do we need to know to elaborate on this Justice card? How is it that you are going to either speak up for yourself? What is it that you're going to be speaking up for? Or what other tool or thing do we need to overcome? So let's see. Blame. Oh, wow. That definitely ties in when we are speaking up for ourselves and wanting to be heard. And this card says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. On the card for you, it looks like a beautiful sun. And a little bit of a mandala. And what I hear from this is the blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Yes, you do. However, when you are speaking up, remember that every relationship has two sides. So you have a part in the relationship too, willingness to show up with humility and knowing that your voice has every right to be heard. And also, if you are trying to overcome some grievance, whether it's in a personal relationship or work or otherwise, or maybe a familial relationship, owning your own BS. We all have our own BS, okay? If we can't admit that we all have our own BS, you're lying to yourself. We all have our own BS. So accept your own BS. Accept the fact that you also have a role in that. And when you are sharing your point of view, if you can do so, sharing your portion also in a humble way versus I do this all the time, or I've done X and Y and Z. If we can say that from a calm, self-loving, and humble manner, then that shows the other person we are willing to realize that a relationship again, whether that be work or otherwise, there are two people in this, and that you will be able, in order for you to create justice, you will have to show them humbly that you can also take responsibility for your side of the relationship. So I'm going to dig into the next deck, which is also tarot. Used this here a couple times recently on the channel and in my daily cards. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please do that at Marisa the Medium. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas, their tarot deck and guidebook. Guys, I'm addicted to the Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'll sing the song, making Christmas is so fun. It's ours this time. I am so silly. If you haven't met me, you don't know me in real life. For my close friends, I send singing voicemails or singing messages now that we can do that via text. Anyhoozle, back to the cards. What else do we need to know? I'm hearing that we need a 2-card pull from this particular deck to resonate and take this message even further. So in order for you to achieve a sense of justice or fairness, accepting your own responsibility while you express what it is that you need in order to feel like things are fair. So we are going to have 1 and 2 cards. We have the Chariot, which is amazing. I love this. This is absolutely fantastic imagery here. We've got Jack Skellington with the, looks like, what do you call that? Oh my gosh, a coffin sleigh. Took me a hot second there. The coffin sleigh and his reindeer coming off. So the Chariot can be also about action, and in this spread, that is what I feel. I feel that it is about taking the action, and with that, they want me to pair these two. We have the 6 of Candles, which would be the 6 of Wands, and it is in the reverse. So I'm actually going to use their guide deck for a second here. I'm not quite as familiar with theirs, but we're going to go with what they say here. So their 7, the Chariot, comes in at, with determination, focus, and drive, Jack steers his sleigh through the night sky, delivering presents on Christmas Eve. The Chariot represents progress, forward momentum, and the harnessing of inner strength to overcome obstacles in your way. So I think that ties in definitely to what we've already heard between expressing and knowing that you have the right to express your opinion, doing so in a humble or humble-like way. And also knowing that if you do that, you're going to make progress, you're going to move forward. That is a big deal. So doing those things together, again, together, you've got to do those things together in order to make forward progress, keep going. And I feel like this could be the obstacle. We'll find out here. We've got the 6 of Candles, and it is in the reverse. So 6 of Candles reversed. You've been measuring yourself against other people's barometers of success and feeling disappointed. It's time to check in with yourself. What makes you happy? What do you find fulfilling? Reject the status quo and celebrate your accomplishments without comparing yourself to anyone else. So, okay, that does tie in again here to this. So if we're going to get this and we're going to have that moving forward, we have to have that communication in order to bring about the justice without comparison, without our dreaded humans sometimes, the tit for tat or keeping score. So finding a way to express yourself coming from a sense of wholeness and love for the self while still giving and allowing the other party to express their viewpoint. Also for you holding yourself accountable and responsible should they say something that may contradict what you initially said. Take a moment. Let it sink in what they're saying. Really hear them so that you can address it and still make progress to move forward, and in a way that doesn't make either of you unhappy. So them feeling like you're comparing yourself to them and you comparing yourself to maybe an unrealistic standard. So that's this week's message, you guys. It's just, it never fails to blow me away how the cards all link together with a message. So I appreciate you guys tuning in every single week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you don't want to miss anything, please make sure you push like and subscribe, and I'll put a little link. You can join my private Facebook group, and it is Mystical Moments with Marisa the Medium, and that's on Facebook. please feel free to do so. There's all kinds of fun little activities and things and surprises that we have just for members. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as I always say, be the light.